Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tech Adventure. I hope you're all doing well and staying committed to your journey of skill enhancement, software development, and embedded systems expertise. In our previous videos, we explored 50 real-world C programming interview questions, essential topics that are frequently asked in interviews. Whether you're a college student, a fresher, or an experienced developer preparing for your next role, these insights will definitely help you ace your interviews. If you missed those videos, I strongly recommend checking them out first. They're a vital part of our learning series and will set a solid foundation for the content we're diving into next. If you found our content helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others who might benefit from it. We're here to guide you through every step of your learning and career growth. Today, we're launching an exciting new series, C++ Programming Interview Q&A. This series is designed just like our C programming series and will cover real interview questions asked by top companies. These questions range from basic to advanced levels. Some will be straightforward, while others will challenge you to think deeply, even as a fresher or an experienced developer. We'll kick things off with a quick overview of C++ to set the context and then dive into the interview questions and answers. Let's get started. 1. What are the key features of C++? C++ is a combination of low-level and high-level language features. That's why it's an intermediate-level language. C++ originated from the C programming language. The most important C++ is object-oriented programming language, which comes with helpful features that help develop high-performance applications. Here is the list of the most important features in C++. C++ is a powerful, object-oriented programming language that includes main features such as object-oriented programming, supports encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, rich library, standard template library, STL, for data structures and algorithms, memory management, direct control using pointers and dynamic allocation, platform independence, compiles to native code for cross-platform execution, abstraction and encapsulation, ensures better code organization and security. See the one of example, how data here is encapsulated. 2. What are the OOP's concepts in C++? Object-oriented programming, OOP, is a programming paradigm based on the concept of objects. It is designed to increase code modularity, reusability, and maintainability. The core concepts of OOP in C++ are encapsulation, wrapping data and functions into a single unit, class. It also restricts access to certain parts of an object using access specifiers, private, protected, public. Its purpose to ensures data security and hides implementation details. Pause and see the example here, how private member get access through getName method. Inheritance, deriving new classes from existing ones. It promotes code reuse and establishes relationships between classes. Pause and see the example here, how eat method got inherited from animal class. Abstraction, hiding complex implementation details and showing only the essentials. Its purpose to simplifies the use of complex systems. Pause and see the example here. User doesn't know the internal steps, only expose start car method. Polymorphism. Polymorphism means many forms. It allows the same function or operator to behave differently based on the context. Its main purpose to enables flexibility and dynamic behavior. Polymorphism are two types. 1. Compile-time polymorphism, which includes function overloading and operator overloading. 2. Runtime polymorphism, includes virtual functions. Pause and see the example. First example, compile-time polymorphism, function overloading. Second example, runtime polymorphism, virtual functions. Here is the summary of OOP's concepts in C++. 3. What is the difference between a class and a structure in C++? Here is difference between structure and class in C++. Pause the video and just go through. In summary, the main differences between a class and a structure in C++ are the default access specifier and the typical use cases. Classes are generally used for more complex, object-oriented designs, while structures are used for simpler data containers. 4. What is the difference between delete and delete square bracket? The difference between delete and delete square bracket lies in how they handle memory deallocation for single objects and arrays of objects, respectively. Delete frees memory allocated for a single object. Delete square bracket frees memory allocated for an array of objects. See the example here. 5. Explain the concept and types of constructors in C++. Constructors are special member functions that initialize objects. They have the same name as the class and no return type. There are different types of constructors available in C++. Default constructor. A constructor with no arguments. It initializes data members to default values. Parameterized constructor. A constructor that takes arguments to initialize class members with specific values. Copy constructor. A constructor that creates a copy of an existing object. Move constructor. A move constructor in C++ is a special constructor used to transfer ownership of resources from one object to another, avoiding expensive deep copying. Dynamic constructor. A constructor that uses dynamic memory allocation, new keyword, to initialize members. Defaulted constructor, introduced in C++ 11. A compiler-supplied constructor explicitly defined using equals default. Deleted constructor, introduced in C++ 11. A constructor explicitly marked as equals delete to prevent certain object creations. Here is the example demonstrating all constructor types. 6. What is the difference between overloading and overriding? Overloading and overriding are both concepts that allow methods and operators to have different behaviors. However, they are used in different contexts and have distinct purposes. 1. Overloading. Here, multiple functions have the same name but differ in parameters. See the example here, how add method, overloaded. 2. Overriding. Here, the derived class redefines a method from the base class. See the example here how sound method override in derived class. In summary, overloading enhances the readability and reusability of code by allowing the same method or operator name to handle different types of inputs, while overriding ensures that a derived class can implement its own version of a method defined in the base class. 7. What is the difference between public, protected, and private access specifiers? In C++, access specifiers determine the accessibility of class members, variables, and methods from outside the class. 1. Public access specifier. Members declared as public are accessible from anywhere outside the class. This means other classes and functions can access and modify public members directly. Public members are typically used when you want to expose certain functionality or data to the outside world, such as interfaces or APIs. 2. Protected access specifier. Members declared as protected are accessible within the class itself and by derived classes. They are not accessible from outside the class, except through inheritance. Protected members are used when you want to allow access to derived classes while keeping the data hidden from the outside world. 3. Private access specifier. Members declared as private are accessible only within the class itself. They cannot be accessed or modified from outside the class, including derived classes. Private members are used to encapsulate data and implementation details, ensuring they are not accessible or modifiable from outside the class. See the example here, how access specifiers used. 8. What is a namespace in C++? A namespace in C++ is a feature that provides a way to group related functions, classes, objects, or other identifiers under a single name. It helps avoid name conflicts, especially in large projects or when integrating multiple libraries. To use an entity from a namespace, use the scope resolution operator. Alternatively, you can use the using directive to avoid repeating the namespace name. 9. Explain the rule of 3 in C++. The rule of 3 in C++ states that if a class explicitly defines any one of the following 3 special member functions, it should explicitly define all 3 to ensure proper resource management. 1. Destructor ensures proper cleanup of resources when an object is destroyed. 2. Copy constructor creates a deep copy of an object to avoid sharing the same resource. 3. Copy assignment operator handles resource cleanup and deep copying when assigning one object to another. These functions are needed when the class manages resources such as dynamic memory, file handles, or network sockets. If not handled properly, it can lead to resource leaks or undefined behavior. When a class manages a resource, like a dynamically allocated memory, the default implementations of these functions provided by the compiler may not be sufficient. Without proper implementations, copying or assigning objects could cause double deletions or shallow copies, leading to undefined behavior. The destructor may fail to free resources correctly. 10. What is RAII? Resource acquisition is initialization. RAII, resource acquisition is initialization, is a programming idiom in C++ where resource management is tied to the lifetime of objects. The idea is, a resource, example, memory, file handles, sockets, is acquired and initialized in an object's constructor. The resource is released or cleaned up in the object's destructor. RAII ensures that resources are automatically cleaned up when the object goes out of scope, preventing resource leaks and making code more robust. The benefits of RAII is 2. Simplifies resource management. Automatically handles cleanup, reducing programmer error. Exception safe. Ensures resources are released even if exceptions are thrown. That wraps up today's session on real C++ interview questions and answers. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content related to software and embedded development. For a diverse experience, I also encourage you to subscribe to my other channel, where you can explore travel, finance, and stock market news, and updates from around the globe. Links are provided in the description for more details. We'll continue this C++ Q&A series in our next video. Until next time.